Good morning, Chelsea community. My name is Frank Mills, and I'm the head of school at Chelsea School here in Hyattsville, Maryland. Welcome to our annual commencement ceremony. Things are a little bit different this year, as you can imagine, so you'll have to bear with us. There may be a few glitches. We got off to a little bit of a late start. But what would a Chelsea graduation be without just a few glitches? However, in the virtual world, there are different kinds of glitches. So here we are today, watching from our homes, to honor and celebrate 7 remarkable young people. They're not only graduating from high school, they're marking a major milestone in their lives. Although we can't be together in person, our hearts and minds are united today as we watch these 7 incredible kids make their transition to the bigger world. So people often ask me, what is so special about a Chelsea graduation? Why is it so emotional? Well, the reason is that each one of these young people and their parents at one time thought this day would never come. In the midst of school failure, self-doubt, discouragement, this felt like an unattainable dream. But now we know the dream is real. And for these 7 young men and women, it's only the beginning. So sit back and enjoy the show and share with us the joy of a Chelsea graduation, whether it's real or virtual. And just so you know, I'm speaking to you live right now. This isn't pre-recorded. Anything could happen. And our graduates are waiting live too. Mr. Wilson's going to go to them in just a second so you can see them all in their caps and gowns at home, ready to celebrate with you. So again, sit back and enjoy the graduation. Go Knights.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
None of us expected this, and yet here we are. Seniors, this is not the graduation that you imagined at the beginning of the year. You will not be able to share this moment in person with your families, friends, teachers, and supporters. You will not be able to enjoy the beautiful Newton White Manor, our traditional commencement venue. You will miss out on the catered party that we usually throw and the chance to spend an afternoon celebrating with your classmates. You will not enjoy a graduation day that is free from worry or care. You will have your celebration today, but you will not escape the anxiety that we all share for our loved ones, for ourselves, and for the future. You will have to take comfort in the fact that at this moment, hundreds of people who care about you deeply have joined our virtual graduation ceremony and are with you in their hearts and in their minds. Don't think for a moment that they don't share your disappointment. Don't think that they wouldn't rather hug you close than wave to you over the internet. They would give anything to be with you, to communicate without words to you how proud they are of your accomplishments. They have waited for this moment for as long as you have. This is a day that was 18 years in the making, and it has been marked with more than its share of struggle and sadness. Most of you were born within weeks or months of the 9/11 terrorist attacks in New York City. Bryston, you were born the day after the towers fell. You were all born into a world of confusion, uncertainty, and worry. In the last 18 years, you have witnessed the terror of the Beltway sniper, countless school and mass shootings, wars in the Middle East, Hurricane Katrina, and other natural disasters, and the deaths of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, and hundreds of other young people. But on the other hand, you've seen the first African American elected president, You've seen the Supreme Court grant the right of marriage to same-sex couples. And you've seen technological advances that we couldn't even have dreamed of 18 years ago. As individuals, you have also struggled. School was a trial and a tribulation. You couldn't learn the same way as other kids. Reading was hard. Math was hard. All of your classes were hard. Homework ended in tears and raised voices. Your parents didn't know how to help you. Your teachers didn't know how to help you. You felt sick to your stomach riding the bus to school each day, not knowing what that day would bring. What would it be today? How would you be embarrassed? How would you be made to feel less or stupid or dumb? And then, some way, you found us. Some of you came to us in the 5th grade, some at the start of high school, and some just at the beginning of this last school year. We welcomed you into our community, what we call the Chelsea family, and began to get to know how wonderful and unique and special each one of you truly are. We hope that you felt like you belonged, that you felt smart, that you felt loved, that you felt challenged, that you felt supported, and most importantly, that you felt like you could learn. I just hope that you've come to see yourselves the way that we see you. Elijah, you have a secret weapon. It's your smile. You have the ability to connect with people very quickly, to make them feel comfortable in your presence. And I've seen this time and time again during our school open houses. You sit down at a table of strangers and you immediately draw them to you. You communicate warmth, kindness, understanding, and confidence with your words, with your body language, with your energy. But most importantly, with your smile. It is a secret weapon that can unlock many doors for you in the future. You're not afraid to be yourself, and let me tell you, yourself is pretty darn good. You're dependable and trustworthy, honest and reliable. You have impeccable manners and a great attitude. Old folks would say, you were raised right. Take all of these gifts you've received and lock them down in your personality. Then take that fight that we have all seen on the basketball court and use that to propel you to success. Bryston, the big man, big sturgeon, too tall, or as we just call him, the big guy. When you came to us at the end of your 8th grade year for ESY, I think you were 14, 15, you were probably 6'8" at that point, I don't remember. You were a shy, unimposing kid. Very tall, very quiet. Quiet and unassuming, a gentle giant. You were always quick to smile, quick to laugh at a joke, and happy to be at school. You'll always be a big kid. I hope so, because from one big kid to another, that makes me happy. Your high school resume is impressive. Varsity athlete in basketball at Chelsea, varsity athlete in swimming at Parkdale High School, and tech internships both inside and outside of our school. This year, you became our student tech assistant, helping both students and staff with computer issues, printer issues, and even our server. I was so impressed the first time I heard you talk to a teacher about a tech issue they were having, because all of a sudden your voice changed. Instead of goofy Bryston, you became very serious, very confident, very measured, and very professional. When I heard that, I knew you were going to be successful. Makai Lawson, the new kid on the block. You've had a heck of a year. Your former school, Kingsbury, closed down right before your senior year. Then you come to Chelsea, and that closes down because of the coronavirus. The hits just keep on coming. You've impressed us from the first moment we met you. You are quiet, yes, but you are also incredibly funny, incredibly creative, and you're very outgoing with your friends. You are hardworking and diligent. You handle your business, you meet your responsibilities, and you get the job done. You're the type of man who looks people in the eyes when you shake their hand. You are almost old-fashioned in this way, a throwback in terms of your manners, your attitude, and your work ethic. This will serve you well, both in college and in life. Makai Johnson, our brooding artist. I remember when Mr. Jackson and I first interviewed you to come to Chelsea School, we both said, this kid's going to be a millionaire one day. We were immediately impressed with your creativity, your passion, the insights you had into the world, and you haven't disappointed at all. You truly have the soul of an artist. The creative spark that you bring to those around you is truly infectious. But from one deep thinker to another, don't forget to sometimes get out of your own way. You would never listen to anyone who told you you couldn't do something. Don't listen when you hear it from inside your own head. You have a sensitivity for feelings, emotions, and people. Use that gift to do great things. Michael, our best dressed student, full of style, the epitome of chill. You've grown so much since I met you at ESY 4 years ago. You have confidence now and poise and presence. Your kindness and empathy for others makes you a leader and a role model, whether you mean to be or not. You're a hard worker, a diligent student, and a good friend. You have found your voice these last 4 years and are not content to remain silent. Continue to emit goodness and kindness into the world. Continue to be a great friend that you are, and above else, be true to the young man you have become. A young man who values others, fights for the underdog, and gives every task his utmost effort. Hannah, I've watched you grow from a little girl into a poised young woman. I've watched you shake off the weight of all the burdens you had to endure in school when you were younger. I first saw you as a child who needed protecting. But now I see you for what you are. Strong. You are not a delicate flower. You are strong. You are determined, and you are fearless. You have gone through the fire, and you have come out the other side. There will be more challenges, more struggles. In fact, a whole lifetime of them. But you have been forged in the fire. You are not brittle. You don't need to be protected. You are strong. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. You'll be an amazing teacher. One who I would be very proud to have teach here at Chelsea. You will give your young students what you needed when you were young. A teacher who's compassionate, understanding, and willing to meet each child exactly where they are. Amara, several times this year I thought about bringing you on as a staff member. Your dependability, strong work ethic, maturity, and thoughtfulness have been present for as long as I've known you. You are someone who can be counted on to do her best, to do the right thing, and to finish a job once it is started. You are every teacher's dream student. You have an innate understanding of how to conduct yourself in the world. You know how to talk to people, how to empathize with others, and how to get others moving towards accomplishing a shared goal. You are going to be hugely successful in college and beyond. I remember you saying that when you were in elementary school, the teachers would read for you because they knew that you struggled with literacy. They thought that they were helping you. I hope that you now know that you don't need anyone's help. You've got this. Class of 2020, there is no need to sugarcoat it. This year has been one kick in the face after another.
Good morning, Chelsea School graduating class, school personnel, family, and friends. Thank you for the opportunity to share some nuggets of my truth with you this morning. I am honored to have had the opportunity to speak directly to Amara, Hannah, Elijah, Michael, Bryston, Makai L, and Makai J. As I was preparing for today, I could not help but think about our current situation and how it appears to have come out of nowhere and hit us on our blind side, causing people to adjust and adapt to a scenario we could have never imagined. The school year began as any other, with hopes of new beginnings and excitement surrounding the last leg of senior year for graduates all over our country. As reality quickly set in, school administrators and personnel were faced with many challenges. One being how to properly honor and show love to their graduating senior class. I want to take a moment to recognize the efforts of your school principal, Mr. Mills, and the amazing school staff for pulling together a thoughtful and well-organized graduation ceremony. This is truly one for the memory books. I had the privilege of meeting the senior class on Google Meets a couple of months ago. For those of you who know these seniors, it was very easy to see why they are so special and revered by their teachers and classmates. By the end of the meeting, their personalities easily began to shine through my laptop screen. Although I would have loved to have met in person, you should know in the short time we spent together, each of you made a lasting impression on me. Senior year is an exciting time. It's a time of reflection, a time to cherish the moments of the past 4 years and embrace the future. It is a big moment in time. Thinking back to my senior year, I can recall the events leading up to the big day and how proud all of those in my support system were for my fellow classmates and I. I, like you, was about to encounter a world beyond my neighborhood and the hallways of my high school. In pondering how different your experience is in comparison to mine, my focus moved from empathy to questions about how do you prepare for being hit on your blind side? And how could I impart on the senior class of Chelsea words of wisdom, not simply relevant in theory, but also in application? Many of you may have been having mixed feelings about this year and how it has directly impacted the last few months of school. My intent is not to minimize the level of disappointment you or your support system may be experiencing. Rather, to take time here today with you to share principles to prepare you for when life hits you on your blind side. Nuggets of truth I did not learn and apply until many years after high school graduation. One insight I believe has had the most impact on how I view life can be best described in the proverbial quote, viewing the glass as half full or half empty. I must admit, the saying did not resonate with me at your age. However, over time, I began to value the concept of optimism and apply it in my life. During this time of isolation and social distancing, we are afforded the opportunity to examine our beliefs. One being our perception of our reality and how we choose to view our reality. You can choose to view your current situation with the mentality of the glass being half full or half empty. Graduates, at this very moment, you are being given time and space to learn a valuable lesson to carry with you and apply the remainder of your life. I say all this to say, the difference between your senior year and all other senior years of the past should not be defined simply by the class who missed out on time-honored traditions, but rather the class who, when the world ultimately came to a standstill and all was quiet, they took time to refine who they are and who they want to become. In this very moment, you have the opportunity to be still and grapple with what is most important in life. Most do not think about this at your age, and for some, it happens in the last moments of life. How powerful is this moment in time for you all? So as the world is still somewhat quiet, I would like to offer up what I've learned since my high school graduation and hopes you will use this to your advantage. Now, I need to preface, the journey has not always been clear. Trust me, there have been many foggy days where I just wanted to quit or give up on my dreams, and I'm sure at some point in your life you've experienced the same thoughts and feelings. In efforts to help you discover your truth, much sooner than most of us, I offer up 10 principles that have sustained me along my journey. Before I start, know this: some, if not all, of these guiding principles you or someone in this room has heard before. I may not share with you a new and profound notion. However, what I'm sharing is my truth, and there is power in knowing your truth and walking in it. I also believe these truths have been tried, tested, and if applied or embraced, will result in a positive impact in your life. Number 1, you have permission to reinvent yourself as many times as needed. Feel free to create as many versions of yourself as needed to grow. Number 2, do not concern yourself with likes, not just as it relates to social media, but as it relates to consuming yourself with affirmation from random people. Concern yourself only with those you respect, value, love, and who support you being the best version of yourself. Number 3, be a man or woman of your word. It's truly all you have. Never lie to others or yourself. Number 4, your get-up game must be strong. You must be able to recover from disappointments in life, and it's critical you have the desire and grit to bounce back. We are not defined by our failures. We are defined by how we recover. Number 5, do not let another person tell you what you can achieve. Others should not be able to put limits on your dreams. Number 6, mental toughness is essential when navigating the harsh realities of the world. What I mean by mental toughness is the ability to think for yourself, not be easily persuaded by others, and tell yourself you are good enough and you can achieve. Number 7, do what you love, so you love what you do. You should pursue career choices that evoke passion and fulfill your soul. Number 8, trust your gut. I'm going to say that one more time. Trust your gut. If something doesn't seem right or has you second guessing, take heed to those thoughts and feelings. Often they are correct. Number 9, be self-reflective. The ability to look at yourself and examine your actions, thoughts, and decisions are vital in uncovering your own truths, making the journey a little bit smoother. Number 10, have a healthy balance between work and play. Life is short. One day you're graduating, the next you're celebrating a marriage, the birth of a child or a grandchild, or retirement. Most adults will tell you it goes by so fast. Take time for what is most important in life. This final principle brings us full circle and puts in perspective the impact of being hit on our blind side and our ability to navigate a challenge. The definition of 2020 vision is the clarity of sharpness, a person's vision from a set distance of 20 feet. Much like 2020 vision, the graduating class of Chelsea School and graduating classes across our country have been afforded the privilege of emerging from a hit on your blind side with clarity and sharpness of your purpose and personal truth. I call this the Class of 2020 Vision Effect. Congratulations, graduates. You got this.
When I think of Evie, the first thing that comes to mind is his warm smile that lights up his face and the entire room around him.
Elijah's been a great student, great athlete, a great friend, and a great part of our Chelsea community for many years.
But the most important things to know about Elijah is that he's honestly one of the kindest students I've ever met.
I've seen a lot out of you this year and in the years that we've worked together. I've seen the funny side, that's for sure, but I've also seen the serious side. I've seen the person who puts his commitment into what he loves to do on the basketball court, in the swimming pool, and when he's in the classroom.
Take as much as you can from your experiences and keep moving in the right direction. You can and you will make a difference because you made a difference here.
Makai is such a talented, creative young man. You can always find him somewhere around school with a pencil in his hand, his nose in the sketch pad, creating something beautiful.
When Makai is in the zone doing his thing, I always envy his passion. He puts his everything into his art.
Good luck to you on your next journey. All the best.
Kai Lawson is the very definition of what it means to be resilient.
Makai is just a stand-up guy. He's a wonderful friend. He's a determined student.
We're glad that we were able to help you cross the finish line, and we really hope to see great things from you in the future.
Michael chooses kindness every day. He chooses to put people first every day, and that's the kind of thing the world will always need. Michael, wherever you go and whatever you do, we're here for you, we love you, we believe in you, and we'll miss you so very much.
Hannah is one of the smartest, kindest, most thoughtful students I've ever known.
I will miss Hannah so much, and I don't even know what my mornings will feel like without her in them. I know she'll do such wonderful things in the world, such kind and beautiful things, and I feel so lucky to know her.
Amara, anytime I'm asked about Chelsea or the students at Chelsea, my thought process begins and ends with you.
Amara is a remarkable person, friend, human being. When she sees someone who needs help or just a morale boost, she just quietly starts helping until the task is finished.
Best of luck in all that you do. Your future is so bright.
Hello everyone, my name is Miss Ture, or as the students call me, Miss T. This year I have had the absolute pleasure of being our amazing Class of 2020's careers teacher. I am honored to be here today with all of you to celebrate your students on this monumentous day. First, I would like to start by congratulating and celebrating you, the families. Thank you for doing all that you could do for your students. Thank you for strongly advocating for them. Thank you for sticking by them when times got tough. Thank you for the sacrifices you have made for them. And thank you for loving them even when it got hard. And trust me, I know sometimes it can be hard. However, despite all the obstacles you had to go through, you have made it to this very moment. And this moment is the moment that makes it all worth it. So again, congratulations, and I celebrate you. Next, to the Chelsea staff. I want to thank all of you for the support you've given the senior class through all these years. Some of you have known these students since they were cool little kittens, and you've watched them grow up into cool, big cats. You all have supported them, advocated for them, and loved them even when they made you question your sanity. I would like to give a special shout out to Miss Green, who was the senior class advisor and probably the senior class's favorite person in the building. And I'd also like to give a shout out to Miss Brooks, who taught the students about self-worth and self-value. I would also like to give a very special shout out to our admin team, as well as Mr. Stewart and Miss Oliver for making this graduation as special and as meaningful as possible, given our unlikely circumstances. Then last but certainly not least, our class of 2020. Hannah, Amara, E.B., Bryston, Makai Lawson, Makai Johnson, and Michael. Congratulations. I am so grateful that our paths crossed. What an unforgettable, resilient, diverse, beautiful, and strong class all of you are. You have made it. You have made it to this day, despite being told you can't do this or you can't do that, despite being constantly reminded that you handle academic rigor a little differently, despite big corona trying to stop you, and despite all the other obstacles you have faced. The day has finally come and you have made it. And oh, the places you'll go. As you embark on this new journey, please remember that there will be ups and there will be downs. The road will be smooth, but it will also get bumpy. However, through it all, keep in mind that great things await you. In closing, I want you all to know that I have no doubt that you will move mountains. However, you need to be prepared to push those mountains with all your might. But when the pushing gets too hard, remember, there are people who are willing to help you push as well. People who are ready and willing to use all of their might to see you move that mountain and move to new heights. Congratulations again, class of 2020. I wish you peace, love, light, and happiness. And always remember, you have a home here at the Chelsea School.
My name is Elijah, better known as EB. Chelsea had got me farther than I expected. I started Chelsea in 7th grade, and I have met some people on my journey. Schools for me had not been easy, but I managed to stay focused on my goals and achievements, milestones, and I never believed. Chelsea had gave me the confidence and courage to tackle life outside of Chelsea, outside of the walls. I would have never made it without the help and support of my family. I'd like to first give a special thanks to my mom and dad for fighting and never give up so that I can have the best education and level playing field as others. I love you. I would like to thank my sister for always believing me no matter what I was facing. Thanks for my grandparents, aunts, uncles for all the support. I would like to get a special thanks to Mr. Mills, Miss Lori for always allow me to serve on Leadership Corps and show others how Chelsea great is. I would like to thank all my teachers, including speech and reading. You have made a difference and helped me get to where I am today. I would like to thank Mr. Wilson for building my confidence in sports. To all my classmates through all these years have been not what we expected. I will miss you all. I will miss Henry, Sincere, and Christian. Thanks for being my good friends. My future plans are to work in the IT field and one day able to create my own software to help us able to assist with them. Reading, learning. In fall, I will be attending a Capital Tech University when I will be studying computer science.
EB out.
Let me tell you guys how I got to Chelsea. I got kicked out of my old school. I had poor grades because I wasn't motivated to do the work. My mom worked very hard to get me into the Chelsea school. And 5 years ago, I arrived at Chelsea and made some amazing friends. Everyone I've met at Chelsea has made me feel like it was a second home to me. Although I have seen students and staff come and go from Chelsea, I have made a lot of friends over the last 5 years, and I hope that I can keep in contact with them. The teachers at Chelsea have helped me a lot. They have helped me understand the work that I don't think I would understand if I was at another school. Mr. Wilson has helped me a lot since I've been at Chelsea. He has helped me with my independent work study, and he has helped me become the best photographer at Chelsea. Ms. Brooks has motivated me to become a better writer. I appreciate Mr. Mills for allowing me to have an independent work study class this past year. I honestly appreciate all the staff and teachers who have given me a lot of opportunities while I was at Chelsea. My fellow seniors have made my senior class enjoyable. I would not want to be in any other senior class. Makai Lawson and I have been through a lot together. We have only known each other for 1 year, but it feels like we have known each other for our whole high school lives. I've known Makai Johnson for 4 years, and I would like to say he is probably the most unpredictable person I have ever met. I have known Michael for 3 years, and he is just a big ball of energy. I've known Amara for 5 years, and I think she has the best work ethic out of all the seniors. I've also known Hannah for 5 years, and she is the most warm-hearted, caring person I've met, and we need more people like her in the world. There are a lot of people I like to thank, but I would especially like to thank my mom and dad for the support they have given me throughout my years at Chelsea. I would also like to thank the teachers and friends because they have to put up with me. I would like to thank the lone wolf Makai Johnson for being the outsider of the senior class. The superstar Michael Stewart for making the last 4 years interesting. The Enigma EB for always being a good friend. The boss Amar Turner for keeping the senior class in place. The showstopper, the infamous Makai Lawson for making my senior year stressful. The warm-hearted, the inspirational Hannah Story for being so inspirational and so kind and sweet, even though Makai and I make fun of her. I would like to thank Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for teaching me how to be so charismatic and electrifying. And lastly, I would like to thank the Beast Incarnate, the mayor of Suplex City, the great one, the charismatic, the most electrifying man in the Chelsea school, Bryson Ingram, for making the senior class glorious.
This is less of a speech and more of a thank you letter. I have seen a lot and experienced even more in my time at Chelsea. I have had good days, bad days, great days, and horrible days. There have been times with my teachers where I truly felt like giving up, as if my whole world was crumbling around me. But the one thing I can say, despite every challenge I've gone through here, I was never alone. I've always had a team of teachers and students to back me up and catch me whenever I felt like falling. I've learned a lot at my time at Chelsea, and both academically and personally. The team behind me, helping me graduate, has become a part of my family, and like all families, we do have our disagreements. I want to take time to thank my team individually. These people were there to help me in the times where I felt the weakest. This team is pretty big, so I can only get to those who have had the greatest impact on my life and how I hold myself as a person and a man. First off, I would like to thank my English teacher, Miss Brooks. She taught me how to take my negativity and turn it into something I can be proud of, like my art. Before I met Miss Brooks, I honestly didn't know what to do with all this frustration and anger I had towards everything. I would like to thank her for this. The second person I would like to thank is actually a student. Her name is Deja Blakey. Deja has become my best friend, my sister, my confidant, and the shoulder that I can cry on. Without her, I truly think high school would have been a way more difficult experience than it needed to be. Deja has taught me a lot, and I have done the same for her. I believe everyone deserves a friend just as precious as Deja is to me. She has become a big part of me. We have become family. I love you, Deja, and thank you for being such a good friend. The third person I would like to thank is literally my whole world and the reason I'm here, my mother. My mother has been the biggest support system I've had. There have truly been times where I felt like giving up and I felt like I couldn't keep going no matter what was going in my way. But yet, she remained strong when I wasn't. She loved me even when I couldn't love myself. I would also like to thank someone else who has been like a second mother to me, who has done the same thing that my mother has done for me. Her name is Jeanette Staten. Miss Staten has been there since when I needed her the most. She and her son have supported me since I was 6. They've become like a second family to me. Her and my mother have been there working together to make me into the best man that I can be. Thank you, and I love you both with all of my heart. Finally, the last person I would like to thank is Mr. Reuben Jackson. From the beginning, Mr. Jackson was always there on my side, even when I was too blind to see it. All the lectures, the phone calls home, and all the constant talks about life, it was all out of love. He is one of the strongest male figures in my life, and I honestly don't know how I can repay him. Truly, this man has become like a school father to me. I trust him, and I'm proud to call him a mentor and a good friend that I can rely on now. So with that being said, I would like to thank all of you. Without all of you, I would not have been able to make it this far.
Hello, my name is Makai Lawson. I'm a senior at Chelsea School. I had a fun experience at Chelsea School and I met the coolest senior class. They kept motivating me to pushing myself to follow my dreams. I would like to thank my mother who was there through all the rough times in school, from my school closing down to me not knowing the potential for me to be good. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I will not disappoint you, and I will make sure to take care of you like you did me my whole life. I would also like to thank my dad, because without him, I wouldn't be the man I am today. You are always real with me about what really happens in life, and I appreciate you keeping me away from the streets. I love our personal conversations, and I can come to you about any situations that is happening in my life, which I appreciate. I know I can still count on you if I am going through anything in life, and I love you to death. That I really do look up to you, and I'm happy to say that you are the man I want to be in life. I would also like to thank Mr. Ray for helping me get into the college I want to get into, and for being there when I didn't even know what college I want to go to. I also want to thank Mr. Jackson for giving me the opportunity to work in the kitchen with him. I also appreciate him for sitting down and listening to me talk when I needed to talk to him. Michael, when I first met you, I was thinking to myself, like, man, he's really full of energy. Your energy to the class is what I need, because it fueled me to become hardworking, to put forward the effort. I appreciate the laughs and your jokes you brought to the senior class, and how you always kept a smile on your face even when the others didn't. You are more than a friend of mine. You are a family, and I wish you every success in life. But guy, I remember the first time we met last year while I was visiting Chelsea. You are a cool person who talks about art a lot. I really do enjoy your art more than you know. I think that you are a very, very funny person as well. We had the same names but spelled different. I always like to say I'm the good Makai and you're the evil twin. Knowing you have really been a cool experience for me, because I learned a lot about you as a person. You have a very, very bright future, and you are a true blood brother to me, and that means a lot to me. EB, we met last year as well when I was visiting, and it was a great opportunity to meet you. You have a good sense of humor that makes me say that you are a close brother to me. You showed me around Chelsea when I was visiting, and you are a big part of why I am at Chelsea. We had some funny moments in every class we took together, and I enjoyed them all. and wouldn't change anything about it. We both wanted to become an IT expert, but I want you to succeed more than I do in my career. I love you, my brother, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Remember that I'm here for you, blood brother. Watch you know how we met, but you already know we talk every day. But you are one of my close friends. I never thought me and you would have so much in common. We became close when we had to raise money for a senior vet. Thanks to Ms. Brooks for making the connection happen. I will always compare our friendship to LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kobe, and Shaq, but nothing really can compare. I am glad to say that we are literally like real brothers and that we will always look out for each other. I enjoy every single moment we had, and I'm looking forward to what we have in the future as brothers. Love you to death, brother, and hope you follow your dreams. Hannah, when I first met you, the first thing that crossed my mind is, wow, she is really a nice person and really the nicest person I ever met. I know I always make fun of you, but I do it out of love, and I really do appreciate you being a good friend to me. You are one of the most caring and loving person that I ever met, and I'm grateful to meet you. You are a big sister to me, and I will still make fun of you, but it's just me being annoying and loving you as a little brother. Amar, you are one of the most caring person I ever met. You are also the one who keeps the seniors in check and makes sure we stay organized as a whole. You have a kind and sweet heart that some people may not realize. You've always helped me in so many ways by showing me how to keep things in order. What I learned from you is to just be yourself, and everything in life will play its part. I also enjoy how to become more creative with things that I do in life. I really do appreciate everything you did for me, and I wouldn't trade anything in the world or to ruin that bond we had. I also do make fun of you too, but it's just me being a little bug in your head that does things. I like how you are a passionate person, especially about your career in photography, and your pictures are just amazing to me. I really do enjoy them, and I'm looking forward to your work in the future.
I had no clue where to start with this senior speech, so I decided to start with my journey to Chelsea. My road to Chelsea started when I was in middle school. The previous school I attended wasn't a good fit for people like me, well, people with disabilities, or what some may say, learning challenges. I felt like they really didn't care about me succeeding. I felt like they only cared because they were told to teach me. But then one day, ninth grade, something happened that changed the course of my life. That was going to Chelsea. The teachers, they were so different from our public school, middle school teachers. The biggest challenge that I have to face was being looked over. People seemed to ignore me as if I wasn't really there, or if I was nothing, or possibly not teachable. I felt as if I was invisible all the time, but then again, something greater happened when I got to Chelsea. I started meeting more people who are like myself, who struggled to build their academics and confidence like myself. And as well, I met people who finally saw me, and I wasn't just a wallflower anymore. I became a giant tree. One day, Ms. Brooks asked me, what will I take away from Chelsea and how will I use it in my future? And that is, that if you have extra time in class, use it for studying. Because it's always good to get some studying done, especially if there's any upcoming quiz or test. Also, trying to split your homework load. Do some when you're at a library or somewhere quiet, then do the other half at home. So when you're done, you can study some more or relax. Basically, Chelsea has taught me to take positive advantage of time, so that will benefit me in my future. I get asked a lot who is one person who has inspired me the most. Although most people would say a family member or a teacher or even a celebrity, the person I chose is Albert Einstein. Because when I see him achieving great things, I see myself. I believe that Einstein is a great example of someone who learns differently, and can achieve amazing things in his or her life, even though people may see you as unteachable. That still proves to me that it doesn't matter what label that's put on you. You can still achieve anything that you dream about. I've learned that from an early age that Einstein has achieved so much in his life, in his line of work, and that's proof to me that I can do the same. Another person who has inspired me is Michael Jordan, because he shows that when hard work can take you to your dreams. When Michael Jordan was younger, he wanted to become a basketball player. So throughout the years, he worked hard, and he is where he is now. Before I end my speech, I want to answer one more question Ms. Brooks asked me. Do I feel like I've changed a lot during your time at Chelsea these past 4 years? If so, why? I feel like I have ever since the first day. When I first came here, I knew it's going to take some time to adjust to this environment and the people around me. Then after a couple of days, I felt like I was home. It never made me feel like I was the odd man out or a wallflower. It felt that I truly belonged here. The teachers I've met felt like they were people who literally want you to succeed in life. At the beginning, I wasn't doing very well in grades in my 9th and 10th grade years, but I knew that hope was just in my reach. So after my grades started rising, I was getting awards for it.
Wow, we're finally graduating. I'm honestly in shock that this day is finally here. It has snuck up on me, and I'm sure in all of you. Most of you have known me since I was a tiny 5th grader who was so shy she barely talked. And now I'm a young adult who is graduating from a place I have known as home for 8 years. I have made so many amazing memories at Chelsea, like my first camping trip in middle school that Miss McCrae took me on, playing on the soccer, basketball, and softball teams, and even being inducted into the National Honor Society in 10th grade. Since starting my first day of 5th grade at Chelsea, I have blossomed into a person who is not afraid to speak up when she does not agree with something, and have become a great advocate for myself. I learned how to believe in myself again after being in a school system that tore my self-confidence to shreds, and I will always be grateful for Chelsea because of that. It has not been easy getting to this point, but I have had people in my life throughout these 4 years that have made getting through the hard times easier and have made my 4 years of high school so incredibly amazing. I want to start off by thanking my mom, because without her guiding me through these 18 years of my life, I don't think I would be who I am now, and I will always be grateful for that. I want to thank my little sister for always sticking by my side no matter how many times I've messed up royally over the years. I want to thank my partner in crime, Amara, for sticking by my side as my best friend since 6th grade. I have known her for 7 years, and she has made my life in high school so incredibly enjoyable. I want to thank my amazing advisor and math teacher, Miss Green, for always being there for me anytime I have needed her over these 4 years. Miss Green has always been there for me, no matter if it was a tricky math problem or me just needing to rant about something that was bothering me during the day. And there have been many times over these past 4 years that I would go to talk to her, and she was always without a doubt able to make me feel better within seconds. I want to thank Miss McCrae for being my counselor and for always being a person I could count on to listen to me and what I have had to say over these past 4 years. Miss McCrae has known me since I walked into the Chelsea building, and she has seen me grow into the person I am now, and I am so glad I have had her by my side through it all. I will always be incredibly thankful for her, because without her I don't know if I would be the great advocate I am for myself today. I want to thank Miss Teray for making my last year so great. I have only known her for 1 year, but it has been an amazing one. I am without a doubt going to miss walking into her classroom every day and having off-topic conversations about our lives. I want Miss Teray to know that moving forward in my life, I will try to wake up every day feeling good and feeling great. I want to thank Mr. Gedling, who has known me since middle school and has taught me many different subjects, but this last year of high school he has been my chemistry teacher, and I'm sure you all know how much I struggle in math and science. So when I was put in a chemistry class, you can imagine how hard that was for me. But Mr. Gedling has made a subject that makes my head hurt so much fun to learn. The environment he creates for all of his students is an amazing one, and I will always appreciate his jokes and his funny, entertaining stories. He has made learning so enjoyable for me, and I will always appreciate him for that. I want to thank my senior class for making my last year so great. I feel so lucky to have experienced my last year with all of you. Lastly, I want to thank a person who has known me since meeting me my first year of attending the Chelsea School, and that is Mr. Mills. Mr. Mills has made my years at Chelsea so bright. He has been an incredibly positive influence in my life, and I will always be grateful for that. When I think about Mr. Mills, a memory that will always stick with me is during the time when my mom was still fighting to get me funding so I could attend Chelsea. And anyone who is familiar with the incredibly tough process of getting funding knows the process of getting it. And so when my mom had to go to court to fight the PG County public school system, it was rough. But one of the people who testified on my behalf was Mr. Mills. And what is important to know is that day Mr. Mills had the flu. And my mom explained to me that he looked like he was going to pass out on the stand. He was so sick, yet he stayed the whole time to testify on my behalf. And I will never forget that. Mr. Mills is probably one of the kindest people I know, and I am so glad that I have had the chance to have him in my life for these past 8 years. I am so lucky to have experienced middle school and high school at Chelsea, and I will never forget the memories. So with all of that said, I want to congratulate my fellow graduates and end my speech with this quote. Now is the time for us to shine, the time when our dreams are within reach and our possibilities are vast. Now is the time for all of us to become the people we've always dreamed of being. This is your life, you're here, you matter, and the world is waiting.
Hello, class of 2020 and family and friends of class of 2020. I would like to start off my speech by thanking God. Without God, who knows where I would be today? Secondly, I would like to thank my mom, dad, and sister for everything that they have done to help me get to where I am today. Thirdly, I would like to thank my fellow classmates for making this year fun. However, there is one classmate who I have to shout out, and that's the only other girl in my class, Hannah Banana. Hannah, the only thing I'm going to say is thank you for being my partner in crime. Okay, now that is what the obvious stuff is done with, I can really get started. One day during English class, Miss Brooks said to us, I know none of y'all are motivated right now, but we have to get started on our senior speeches. She gave us 5 questions to answer. Number 1, what's one thing you have learned that will always stick with you? Number 2, what's one thing that you are thankful for? Number 3, name at least one person who has inspired or helped you in any way. Number 4, tell or explain something about yourself. And lastly, number 5, what is one thing that you will keep on with the Chelsea spirit? Okay, let's go back to question number 1. What's one thing that I have learned that will always stick with me? And that is that I am good enough. Now, I know that sounds cheesy, but hear me out. When you have to go to a different school than all your friends because of your quote-unquote learning difference, it does something to you. You may check up on your friends, check on their Instagram and Snapchat and see how they are doing and how they made new friends and how they're going to homecoming and prom. And while all along, all you can think about is how much you are missing out. Every time I felt as if I was missing out, I had to remind myself why I'm here. I came to a new school so that I could improve myself, so that I could make me the best version of me that I can be, so that I can succeed in my future just like them. Question number 2, things that I am thankful for. I know I already said God, my mom, my dad, and my sister, but I like to add a few people to the list. I am thankful for everyone, especially you, Miss Green. I'm thankful for everyone that came into my life. I know someone might be thinking, wait, Amar, you're thankful for everyone, even that one ex? And I would say yes, because God put people in your life for a reason, not just for funsies, but to teach you something. If it was not for the good and the bad, I would not be the person I am today. Question number 3, one person who has inspired or helped me the most. It took me 3.2 seconds to think about someone who has inspired / helped me. I would like to thank my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Farrell. This wonderful person never gave up on me. In elementary school during this summer, she would meet me at the library just to help me work on my reading. I hated reading with a passion, so she had to have patience with me. I am really thankful for her putting up with me and always believing in me when I didn't. Even to this day, we still keep in touch. The last question is, what is one thing that you will do to keep on with the Chelsea spirit? One thing that has always stuck with me is when we say, once a night, always a night. This means that you are always welcome back to the school, but sometimes I like to think about it in a different way. You and your family had to fight your way into the school. Once you make it, you become a knight. You spend however much time you need to spend here, and you learn how to fight for yourself, aka advocate. Finally, everything good must come to an end, so we are sent out into the world a little bit stronger than what we were before, and you continue to fight for yourself. So don't forget the class of 2020, once a night, always a night.
Hello. First, I'd like to say congratulations to Chelsea School's 2020 graduating class. Today, I am presenting the Andy Beck Award. This award is given in memory of former Chelsea student Andy Beck, who maintained a positive attitude and good humor in the face of his personal challenges. This award will be given to a student who has demonstrated determination and perseverance in spite of their learning challenges. It is my honor today to present this award to not just one, but 2 Chelsea students. First, I'd like to present the award to Bryson Ingram. Congratulations, Bryson. The other award recipient is Michael Stewart. Congratulations, Michael.
Great day, Chelsea family. 4 years ago, I watched my very last 8th grade class graduate at our Evening of Excellence. I promised then that I would rejoin you for your Chelsea graduation, and here we are. I knew it was going to be memorable. And look at you, you have the whole planet cheering for the class of 2020. And of course we are. I want to wish all of you angels the very best. Now, I am very pleased to be presenting the Elisa Cruz Award. It is in memory of one of the greatest of all time in Chelsea staff history. Miss Cruz was truly a goat. She'd love that, really. This senior was selected by the faculty because he embodies the spirit and passion that she shared with us. This young man has exhibited Miss Cruz's famous enthusiasm, independence, determination, integrity, and a commitment to the community. And all of this in just the 1 year that he had at Chelsea School. No doubt they wish they would have met you sooner. So congratulations to this year's winner, Makai Lawson. Well done, sir.
The Frank Blakeney Award. Good afternoon, everyone. The Frank Blakeney Award is given in memory of a 1992 Chelsea graduate. It is given to the senior who has demonstrated outstanding athletics and leadership skills while always modeling true friendship. I am proud to present this award to Elijah Brevard. Way to go, Evie.
My name is Valerie Kreutzer, and I greet you from Seattle on the West Coast. It is my pleasure to present the Maria Consuelo Award to 2 outstanding artists who honed their skills under the guidance of Aaron Wilson, and Carol McFall. Amara Turner is an accomplished digital photographer who has excelled in all aspects of the medium. She'll pursue her art at Johnson C. Smith University in North Carolina with an NCAA scholarship. Mackay Johnson's primary medium is drawing, but he is also a talented fashion designer and sculptor. He is headed to the University of the District of Columbia. Congratulations to both of you, Amara and Mackay. May you go forth and enrich, provoke, and beautify our world with your art. To tell you a little about Maria Consuelo, the inspiration for these awards. She was born in Colombia, South America, and became my adopted daughter. She had a genius level IQ, but also a disability in reading and writing, and fell through the cracks of the public schools, a story many of you share. Chelsea rescued her academically, and under the guidance of Pam Aspiazo, she blossomed into a young artist. Sadly, Maria died in a car crash at 21. Behind me is some of her art. This teddy bear tells us to hang in there. Life may be dark and daunting, but if you go into the crevices of your heart, you may come up with something curly and comforting.
The academic award is given to a senior who demonstrates perseverance, outstanding character, good citizenship, and consistently seeks to achieve her or his potential academically. This year's recipient, Hannah Story.
Good day. My name is Frank Mills, and I'm the head of school of Chelsea School. The Head of School Award is given annually to the student who shows outstanding achievement in academics, leadership, and personal character. The student who is the recipient this year has shown those for each of the years she has been a part of the Chelsea School community. I am extremely proud to announce that this year's Head of School Award goes to Amara Turner.
Hello, Chelsea School. This is Jan Abraham, and I'm a member of the Board of Governors. On behalf of the board, we wanted to extend our heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of the graduates on all that you've accomplished this year and during your entire tenure at the Chelsea School. We are so very proud of you. I am here to deliver an award on behalf of the board, and this award is given to the student who has remained determined and demonstrated outstanding individual achievement and personal accomplishment throughout his or her education at Chelsea. This year's recipient, without further ado, is Hannah Story. Congratulations, Hannah. We are very, very, very proud of you and all that you've accomplished. And to each of the graduates, congratulations. We wanted to remind you to stay true to yourselves and to your goals. And we look forward to seeing all that you accomplish in the future. Have a great summer, everyone. Take good care.
Greetings again. Hannah and I would first like to talk about some traits that you should carry along with you as you go through life. We think that every person should have at least one or two of these traits. Be an Elijah and have a caring heart and always be willing to lend a hand. EB would always help out in leadership corps and stay after school to lend a hand when there were after school events. Be a Bryson and have one of the goofiest personalities. If you are having a bad day, Bryson will crack a joke to flip that frown upside down. And don't be upset if he makes fun of you. That's how he shows that he cares. Be a Makai Johnson and have a creative mindset. He makes art out of things that people didn't even know you could make art out of. It could just be a pipe cleaner to you, but Makai can make it come alive. Be a Makai Lawson and have self-confidence and believe that you are the GOAT, aka greatest of all time. Even if others don't believe that you are, just keep on telling them like Makai Lawson will always do. Be a Michael and have a strong sense of friendship. Michael will check up on you to make sure that you are okay and having a good day. And trust me, if you said that you were not having a good day or just an okay day, he will ask why. Be a Hannah and have the courage to always stand up for what you believe in, even if it's something small like your opinion about a Grey's Anatomy character, or something big like helping to organize a walkout to show your support for the victims of the shooting in Florida. And lastly, be an Amara and have a determined mindset. Always be willing to reach out for your dreams with a strong will, no matter how far out of reach they may seem. You may surprise yourself with how far you'll get.
The high school experience. At Chelsea, the high school experience is of course different from other high schools, but when you are at Chelsea, it seems more like a family. Through these 4 years, Chelsea has become a second family that you will always have no matter what, and that Amara and I will never forget. The memories we have all made through the years are memories that will stick with us forever. Although this last year of high school for all of us is not how we expected it to go, we are both very happy that we were able to experience it with all of you. So as you all go on to experience this new chapter in your lives as young adults, remember these 2 quotes. So I say to you, forget about the fast lane. If you really want to fly, just harness your power to your passion. Honor your calling. Everybody has one. Trust your heart and success will come to you. And in response to those who say to stop dreaming and face reality, I say keep dreaming and make reality. Thank you for these amazing 4 years of our lives. As we go through the rest of our lives, we will never forget the memories at the Chelsea School.
Class of 2020, there is no need to sugarcoat it. This year has been one kick in the face after another. In thinking about what I was going to say to you today, several things crossed my mind. I thought about other graduating classes that had to endure troubling years. There certainly are many if you go back through history, but none had the same characteristics of isolation, separation, distance, and seclusion of our present situation. In crises from the past, people could still gather, embrace, and be together. They could still share the same space, which we have come to find out is much more important than we originally thought. But as I see it, we have 2 choices. We can allow this situation to break us down, or we can allow this situation to expose our true character. During World War II, the city of London was bombed every night for months by German planes. This period of time came to be known as the Blitz, from the German word Blitzkrieg, which is an intense military campaign meant to create a swift victory. People slept in subway tunnels so as not to die in their beds. Parents sent their children to live in the country with strangers so they wouldn't be killed by exploding bombs or crumbling buildings. During this time, posters started to appear in public places that read, "Keep calm and carry on." This became the motto of the citizens of London as they lived in constant terror. They went to work, they took care of one another, and they made the best of their situation. They could have cowered in fear, giving in to despair, but instead, the people of London showed their true character in a crisis. They kept calm and they carried on, showing defiance to the enemies who were trying to annihilate them. You, the class of 2020, must keep calm and carry on. You must allow this crisis to expose your true character. You are tough, strong, resilient, empathetic, kind, resourceful, creative, and brave. Seize this opportunity to defy the circumstances that fate has bestowed upon you. Keep striving to be your best. Seize every opportunity. Model kindness, generosity, and empathy, and go out into the world whenever it reopens and show your true character. Anything less is a surrender. You have never given up, even when crying at the kitchen table because you couldn't learn something. You persevered. You cannot be defeated by this current crisis or any other. Be strong, keep calm, and carry on. Elijah John Brevard. Bryston DeAnthony Ingram. Makai Kalel Lawson. Makai Tayshawn Johnson. Hannah Grace Story. Michael Zachary Stewart. Amara J. Turner.
Class of 2020, here we are. Here you are. Congratulations, job well done. I, as well as everyone viewing today, is so very proud of you. As you embark on this new journey, hold your head high and be proud of yourself, because against all odds, you have made it. So with that being said, it is my honor to present the tassel turning. By the power invested in me by the state of Maryland and Chelsea School, I declare that you have graduated from high school. Please turn your tassel from the right to the left. Yay! All right. So thank you all so much for watching and joining the Chelsea School's virtual commencement ceremony. If you received the link to the Zoom reception, please join us in the Zoom reception. And again, thank you to everyone that joined us today and enjoy the rest of your day. Congratulations, class of 2020.